Hi, thanks for joining us for Module 1 of the INTERalliance of Greater Cincinnati Intern Training Program. My name is Heather Ackles. I'm the Executive Director, and today we're going to go through our general organization overview as well as logistics and some things to do and things not to do while you're in the workplace. All right, as I mentioned, I'm Heather Ackles, the Executive Director. You'll also see Tyler Thompson, our Associate Director, copied on all of our communications. We are going to be your primary contacts within the organization, and as we discuss a little bit more, you'll understand that really any and all questions around the basic overview of the internship should come to us. So who is INTERalliance? I think everyone should be fairly familiar, but we are a local Cincinnati-based nonprofit. And we focus 100% on making sure that great students like you understand the vast opportunities that exist in the city of Cincinnati in the IT career. We partner with over 50 companies, 4 great universities here locally, and we've been in business really for over 10 years. And one of the things we're most proud about is that we have been recognized by the White House as an official club and given that recognition because of what we do within IT. So promise you won't be quizzed on the board members, but this is our list, and I only share this with you to show how important INTERalliance is to the city of Cincinnati and ultimately how important these great companies and great individuals believe it is for students like you to get involved in the IT sector here in Cincinnati. Some of our partnerships, many of which you are working with for your internship over the summer. We're very thankful for all of these partners for all of our programs. Hopefully you have engaged in programs other than intern in the summer internship, but we have Tech Olympics, we have the Women in IT conference that we partner with, and many, many more. Why am I telling you this? First and foremost, as a employee of INTERalliance, and technically you are an employee of INTERalliance, yes, you're going to be at a P&G or Kroger or wherever, but technically the employer of record for you will be INTERalliance. So you should be an ambassador for us. So you should be able to be intelligent when talking about the other programs, the opportunities that we offer. So that's why I'm kind of giving you that background information right off the bat. So a few things we're going to talk through here. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. Our payroll process. You will be paid bi-weekly. Your hourly rate is $10. $10 an hour. We will mail it to you directly to the address that we have on file. If you are unsure or you do not believe the address that you have given us when you applied is accurate, maybe you've moved since then, maybe you're going to be spending the summer at grandma's or whatever, please contact myself or Tyler and we'll get that updated. You must log all of your hours in Clockify, and I can't say this enough, if you do not log your hours in Clockify, you will not get paid. Those timesheets must be submitted each Friday by 6 o'clock p.m. We are then going to take those timesheets, extract them, get them approved by the company, and we will move forward with payment. We will not pay you for hours that are not logged in Clockify, and it is critically important to us that you get them done on time, because if you forget to update them or you don't update them, it does mess up our entire system and our entire process. So please, 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 please update your timesheets in Clockify. And for those of you who are like, what the heck is Clockify? That's okay. One of our later modules will go through how to log in, how to log your hours, and how to do some of your own checking. We want this experience to be the absolute best that it possibly can be for you, as well as for the employer. So with that, we will have 3 survey periods throughout the 10 weeks. First will be just you, and we're really trying to figure out what you're hoping to gain, what you want to learn, how you want to grow as a person throughout this internship process. The second one will be at the halfway point, and that's when both you and your the business where you're interning will be engaged for that survey. And we do that because number one, we want to make sure that they're hitting the mark for you. But also if there are concerns on behalf of the businesses, we want them to ask those questions and get some of that put out there right away. And then lastly at the end, and that's basically how did it go. Now, I want to call out, and I am reiterating this for the businesses, If you have a question, comment, or concern, or you need help, or whatever, before one of those survey periods, reach out to us. Do not wait for the survey. It's really, really important that if you're not happy or you don't understand something, that you get that resolved in real time. Okay, so a couple of tips and tricks. Try not to be nervous. I know that many of you, this is your first internship. That's okay. You know, one of my favorite things that I like to say to our interns is, this is probably the only time in your life where your employer expects that you don't know anything, which is great. So don't be nervous, be professional, but also ask lots of questions. I mean, they want to engage you, they want to mentor you, so ask questions. Follow the dress code. As you're being connected with your employer, which I am your employer, but with the company where you're consulting, they will communicate what the dress code is. Follow this dress code. Also, I will tell you that in my experience, it's always good to kind of dress one step up from the dress code. So if it is business casual where they allow you to wear jeans and t-shirts, maybe jeans and a polo. So we'll go over what each of those dress codes are in a moment, but follow the dress code. Show up on your first day with the ability to take notes, and that means bring your own pen, bring your own notepad. 99% of the time they're going to give you that information or those items, but make sure you have them. Ask questions. I mentioned that before. Anything that the employer or the consulting company asks you to bring with you, make sure you do that. So if they want a copy of your license, bring a copy of your license. So just really be prepared. Show up early. I would say at least 15-20 minutes, and I would plan, especially if you're driving and you're unsure about the parking situation, it's not going to hurt anybody to sit in the lobby until they're ready for you, so show up early. Make sure you ask about the hours that you're going to work and your expectations. So if they expect you to work 9 to 5, is that 9 to 5 with a half-hour lunch? Is that 9 to 5 with an hour lunch? Just make sure that you're not making assumptions. Just because if you assume an hour lunch and their standard is a half hour, which is unlikely, and you're taking an hour, that's going to reflect badly on you, and that could really have been solved by just asking that question up front. Wear comfortable shoes. I know that there are some companies that do require heels or professional shoes, more business shoes. That's great, but try to make sure you break them in before you get there. I used to run this program for Kroger Technology, and we toured our entire building the first day. So I had them walking from one side to another repeatedly, and you don't want to be limping down the hallway. So just try to break them in before you get there. Pay attention. Write down names of new people if you're not great with names and faces, just because if they mention to you, hey, so-and-so is going to be your mentor, you might want to remember his or her name. Get lots of sleep the night before. I know that a lot of these internships are going to be remote, at least in the beginning. So some of this probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can probably wear your slippers on the first day instead of comfortable shoes because they're not going to be able to see that. But get lots of sleep. The last thing you want is to be sitting in front of your employer or on a Zoom call or whatever, falling asleep and nodding off. It's a really, really bad first impression. Eat breakfast. I don't know when they're going to let you go for lunch. So you really don't want to, you don't want to be starving and go, oh, I don't know when this is going to end. So make sure you eat breakfast. And the first day that you're actually in the office, again, I know most of you are starting remote, but the first day, bring lunch money. I would say 99.95% of the time, your mentor or the manager on site is going to take you to lunch or provide lunch. Don't count on it though. So just make sure you understand and are able to take care of that. So, as I mentioned, INTERalliance is your employer of record. So the questions you might have is, okay, well, who do I ask for help? And first and foremost, if it's work related, you don't know what you need to do, you're unclear on an assignment, you're missing a tool, whatever, if it's something that they have handed to you to do, that's when you talk to your local contact or your mentor on site. If it is coworker related, and this is a little tricky as I mentioned here, if it is coworker related where they're not making you feel comfortable, which is very rare, so I don't want to scare you, but it is very rare, come talk to me. So just send me a message, say, hey, can we have a quick conference, Zoom meeting, coffee, whatever. I have a question. And in the event that we go through it and I feel like there's an escalation is required, then I will handle that for you. Consider me your HR representative. I do not want you to go to that local contact without talking to me first, just because it's a new situation for you and I want to make sure that you're covered. I am your employer. I will handle that. Payroll, I pay you. Your local contact does not know the answers. They do not know when you'll get your paycheck. They do not know how much money you make on the hour. Only we can help with that. So please come talk to me directly. And then for anything else, if you're unsure about, just contact me. If I need to direct you back to your local contact, I certainly will. But come talk to me. I'm here. I run this program here with INTERalliance, and I used to run it for Kroger on the business side. So I have a really great view of how to help you and when to pull in that company. So do not hesitate at all to ask for help or advice. I am always available to you, and my cell phone number is in every email that you get from me. So feel free to text me or call me or whatever you need. So what shouldn't you do? This is something that I try to reiterate over and over again. And for those of you who have had the benefit of being trained by me in the past, you've heard this horse being beaten repeatedly. But don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about race, abilities. Don't talk about sexual orientation, sexual presence, gender. Don't talk about any of it. If it can be considered confidential or confrontational in any way, just don't talk about it. If someone brings it up to you, you can either rapidly change the subject to get it back to something professional, or you just simply say, I'm not really comfortable talking about that in the workplace, and then move on. If they continue to do it and continue to make you feel uncomfortable with the conversation, that's when you would escalate it to me. Now, dating. I'm very passionate that you should not, under any circumstance, date your coworkers. Most companies completely prohibit dating within the workplace anyway. Some companies do allow it as long as it's not within the team or not a manager reporting employee relationship. I do not allow it. Do not date your coworkers for any reason. If in the event that you have this amazing connection with someone, you can wait until after your 10 weeks are up, right? You're gonna swap all of the contact information. Do not date your coworkers. When I was with Kroger, and it wasn't necessarily within this, but there was a very large issue between two interns, not ours, two interns that were dating one another, and they ended up on the blacklist. You do not want to be on the blacklist for some of Cincinnati's biggest companies. I promise you. So do not date your coworkers. Okay, other things that are important to know. 1, all vacation requests must be approved in advance, and you need to send them to me, and you need to send them to your business partner for approval. You should not take more than 5 days out of the office. It's not acceptable. If you have some rare occasion or some special event that you need more time than that, we need to start talking about that right now, and you need to make sure that that's cleared to your employer pretty much immediately. Secondly, intellectual property. It doesn't belong to you. Anything that you do when you're wearing a badge of another company belongs to the company. This will apply as a contractor, this will apply as an employee, an intern, whatever. It is not your property. So do not take that with you. Do not put it on your personal devices. It is a very, very big deal, so keep that in mind. So that's everything we had today, less than 15 minutes, so that's pretty great. To make sure that all of this kind of sinks in, we do have a quiz. We'll send the link out to everyone after this as well, but all of our quiz links can be found on the INTERalliance website at interalliance.org. And just for your reference, this is everything that you need to complete before starting. As far as timeline goes, you just need to complete all of the modules and all of the associated exercises or quizzes prior to when you start. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or compliments, feel free to reach out to us at any of these email addresses. And like I said, my cell phone number is in every single email that we have that goes out to you guys about the internship. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic day. Good luck on your quiz, and I'll be back for Module 2.